Imagine going into a bank at the end of every month, demanding them to give you money, and walking out as if nothing happened. Sounds like an actual robbery, right? Well, actually, I think that is the actual definition of a robbery, but what if I told you that there are literal people out there that do this every single month without ever being caught? No, not the robbery, but actually having a high yield savings account. High yield savings accounts are these magical little accounts that give you free money every single month and is one of the 4 ways that you could become a millionaire by the time you retire. The catch, all you have to do is keep your money with them. And in this video, I'll be explaining exactly what a high yield savings account is and where some of the best high yield savings accounts are so that you can start your path to becoming a millionaire. Let's get into it. So doing a quick Google search, a high yield savings account is a savings account that is typically offered by online only banks or credit unions that offer high interest rates and compound interest. Basically what that means is that for banks that have lower operating costs, they typically have higher yielding saving accounts. But don't worry, just because the banks only have an online presence doesn't mean that they're any less safer than typical brick and mortar banks. And the 5 banks that I'm going to be recommending to you guys today are all FDIC insured for at least $250,000, so rest assured that your money will always be safe. The first bank that I'm recommending is more well known for their extravagant credit cards, and that's American Express. Not typically mentioned when talking about high yield savings accounts. I don't know why that is. American Express not only boasts an impressive portfolio of top-tier credit cards, but their high-yield savings accounts and checking accounts aren't bad by any margin at all either. Their high-yield savings accounts boast an impressive 4% APY or annual percentage yield, which means that for every $100 that you put into this high-yield savings account, you're earning $4 every single year. There's no minimums and or monthly fees. American Express also has amazing 24/7 customer service. They even have this cool data metric that shows you just how much more money you could be stealing from them compared to if you had put your money with a typical brick and mortar. Want to know who I'm roasting? Here's the list. If you have Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and or JP Morgan and Chase, for every $100 that you put in, by comparison, you're losing out at least $3.75. I say at least because the other high yield savings accounts on this list have even better percentage yields than American Express does. But before I reveal those banks, I do have to do an honorable mention and talk about American Express's checking account. Typically, checking accounts don't offer any type of APY at all. The sole purpose of what a checking account is supposed to do is basically a place to store your money so that you can access it at any time. But American Express's rewards checking account goes above and beyond, earning 1% APY, which is virtually unheard of. Additionally, you also earn additional membership reward points when you use their debit card, and also boast the no maintenance fees or monthly fees as well. American Express is definitely a fantastic option, but before you decide to create a relationship with them, let's talk about the other banks that I have on this list. We interrupt this video with a short 30 seconds where I want to talk about Magic Mind, the sponsor of this video. But basically, Magic Mind is this like little energy boosting drink that I've been personally taking over the course of the last couple of months, and I've got to say that it's pretty impressive in what it can do. 8 to 10 hours of energy where I'm just hyper focused on any task that I do, and Magic Mind is definitely something that I recommend to everybody. It has natural ingredients like matcha, adaptogens, nootropics, and immunity, and I definitely recommend it to any of you out there that want to try it. I actually only take half of it every single day to give that 8 to 10 hours, so this is definitely something if you want more energy and focus, definitely recommend trying it out. I'll leave a description and a link down in the descriptions down below. Alright, back to the video. Sorry about that. The next bank is one that I actually have a personal relationship with, and that's Ally Bank. Graham Stephan, a popular finance YouTuber, mentioned it in like 2016, and I've been with them ever since. But not to be biased here when I say this, I've literally never had any trouble with them. What I like about Ally Bank's high yield savings account is not only does it boast 4% APYs, it also has no fees of any kind, including ACH transfers, incoming wire transfers, and cashier checks. There's also this feature called bucketing, which I really like, and I don't see many banks doing this, where you can set up multiple digital envelopes inside your account for different things like home improvement section, a vet bill section, or a planned Hawaii trip that you're saving up for. Ally also has this thing which they call a money market account, which is basically a savings account that acts more like a checking account. The APY rate is also slightly higher than their normal HYSA account at 4.15%. The additional benefit, however, is that you can withdraw money from this account from any of the 43,000 plus all-point ATMs, while for a typical savings account, you can't do that. In my opinion, it's a pretty neat feature. At number 3, we have another bank that I personally have a relationship with, and that's CapitalOne's 360 savings account. And I promise that this is the last bank that I personally have a relationship with, but I have to ask, do you truly trust the video if the person that's talking doesn't have a personal relationship with any of the banks that they have on their list? Anyways, CapitalOne's 360 savings account boasts an impressive 4.15%. It also has no fees of any kind and an extremely informative, user-friendly mobile platform. The most interesting thing that I found with being a CapitalOne member is their cafe-style brick-and-mortar banks where they provide high-speed Wi-Fi, as if it's almost like a WeWork. In addition to that, each CapitalOne cafe also comes installed with a Peet's Coffee inside, where you can get 50% off drinks if you have a CapitalOne credit card. Pretty interesting stuff. I've personally been to the Seattle and Washington DC locations, and I have to say it's pretty worth it. Moving on, here's where it gets juicy. The next bank that we'll be talking about is Wealthfront. If you watch finance videos on YouTube, you've probably heard of this bank, but if you haven't, here are the details. Wealthfront is primarily more like a robo-advisor portfolio thing that you invest in if you invest in something like the stock market. However, they also have a savings account on the money that you don't invest in, and that money earns a cool 4.55%. There's no fees of any kind, no minimums or maximums, and you have unlimited withdrawals, as well as having $5 million FDIC insured through partner banks because, well, actually, Wealthfront isn't technically a bank itself. Wealthfront's popularity skyrocketed over the past 5 years, with a bunch of friends mentioning that, oh, they have Wealthfront bank accounts now. None of them have ever complained about Wealthfront so far, and also it's a great tool to access the stock market with. Also, one of the key ways to become a millionaire by the time you retire. And finally, the last bank that we'll be talking about today is Weeble. Wait, what? Did I read that right? Actually, that is true. The last bank that we'll be talking about today is not actually a bank at all. It's a stock market trading platform that has been pretty popular over the years. If you haven't heard about Weeble, I would say it's pretty similar to Robinhood. From what I've read and understood, the cash management account is the same as how Wealthfront does it, where the uninvested money in this account is subjected to a whopping 5% APY, which from a competitive standpoint beats out about 99.9% of the competition. One caveat I do have to mention, however, is that it explicitly states right here in this weirdly lightened small text on their webpage is that Weeble Financial LLC, FINRA, SIPC, Weeble is not a bank, rates are subject to change. Which means that the money that you have invested in Weeble is not FDIC insured, but it is SIPC insured, which is a platform for stocks and trading companies and stuff like that, and it's insured for $500,000 or $250,000 in cash, so rest assured that your money is safe. Additional benefits are the same as other banks, where you don't have any other minimum fees, no maximum fees, no maintenance fees or fees of any kind, and that you're able to withdraw your money at any point. Alright, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're someone who isn't looking for a high yield savings account, don't worry. This video is one of 4 that I'll be making over the course of the next several months, where I'll be talking about 4 different ways that millionaires become millionaires by the time they retire. So if you're interested in something like that, make sure to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. Again, my name is Eric. I talk about everything personal finance related. There's definitely something out there for everyone on this channel. Thank you again as always, and stay tuned for the next video. Those of you out there that are new to the channel, hi, my name is Eric. I generally talk about everything credit card related, but more recently I've been making videos on broader financial topics, such as these videos right here. The main goal for this channel is to provide informational and meaningful financial related content that everybody everywhere can enjoy. So again, if you'd like to support that dream, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And with that, thank you for watching as always. Until next time, everybody, stay safe out there. Peace.